Beautiful people, what's good? Hopefully we all in this morning, man, ready to be all that we can be. It's your boy Eyewitness Life coming at you. Talk to him 8. Let's get it on the table early, you hear me? I've been sitting at the table of complexity, and sitting directly next to me are men of every persuasion. True Jew, black mans, Africans, Caucasians, Asians, Lithuanians, Iranians, Europeans, and Puerto Ricans. Few seats left to fill in, and some Russians rush in, Indians, Mexicans, and Arabics took care. I don't know what started the argument, but it grew and blew out of proportion. There became distortion in the communication over abortions, immunization, public relations, religion, and civil rights. A war might, despite the fact that there are some people looking for equal and fair treatment. But no matter what we were discussing, cussing and fussing ensued until lewd and rude remarks would start to affect the respect that we have for one another. Now we mad at one another over the color of our skin. We began to stare and compare our different shades and grades of hair, letting vanity dictate the way we translate humanity. There's issues of cultures being poached, leaving no trace of that race, consumed by vultures circling for herding prey. There's a slight hesitation, then ideas of devastation, talks of uniting the nations but monitoring immigration, political unity, civilian segregation. Worst of all, we're experiencing true spiritual separation. Someone brought out little explanation, a lot of exaggeration served on the plate of fabrication. I see men with grimaces and I see men with grins. I see who will be a menace, loves nemesis, and I see men who can be trusted as friends. Desires of empires flow until they grow cold. Many are wanting total control over the oil and gold, and this is creating monopolies which bring prophecies to life. Some of us bow our heads to pray. The proud among the crowd vow they'll be the bread in which men to be fed and raised. The Lord is our shepherd, but some men abhor our efforts to bring the true king honor and praise. What pays is inflation and taxation. Men boast as they toast to their own power. Things have grown sour at the table of complexity. Open discussions, lessons, and instructions on weapons of destruction are being passed around. I start to ask around, hey man, wasn't it commanded in the 10 Commandments that thou shalt not kill? Because that's how I feel, and so do some of the others. We are our brother's keeper. But we're sitting next to wicked slaves who continue to stack up graves like they're the Grim Reaper. Men swim deeper and deeper into the lake of fire while I yell, make my sire the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, the Father of Fathers, the Holy of Holies, the Lord Yeshua the Christ. The believers will be receivers of eternal life, the righteous cry. But man's own pride allows him to deny the fact, to make a pact, to merge and attack the words that I spoke, that they may be choked out of the hope for the future. There's mention of computers, clones, and brainwash. Man said from their thrones they'll reign and wash away the people's faith and trust. Until they place their faith in us, we'll build monuments, capitalists, and communists, create armies that'll break the harmony of mankind, infiltrate man's mind with thoughts of war and disease, send him to war overseas. We're going to let casualties gradually stack up to make any so-called ally, enemy, back up, and we demand alliance. Won't stand for defiance. It's for the good of science. Now, do we have everyone's compliance? What? Echoes of no's and nays, man. Let Yeshua show us the way, man. Me and my fellow saints bellow. We have scriptures and verses to break your rituals and curses, so it's God demand, and we demand a recount and let the world see the amount of our troops, the people you tried to dupe out of their inheritance, blinded by your own arrogance. We, the righteous, stood to our feet before we could eat the food of damnation. You see, we don't need a translation for this world's menu. It's a venue for destruction, blasphemy, and antichrist. And for none of these things do we hunger. We all hear the roar of thunder as wicked men wonder if it is he that we speak of, our God of love, our God from above who holds and controls the thresholds of the universe. He gave birth to the earth in 6 and rested on 7, sitting on his throne at home in heaven. Now, whom among us can save ourselves? Now, whom among us can say all that we have, man, we gave ourselves? Refusing to behave yourselves, you shall surely die. Oh, you shall surely cry when that trumpet sounds and your glory is nowhere to be found. I want you to think about when the light of the world is lifted, man, and you realize your might has drifted far away, and you realize you went too far to pray for his mercy. Oh, man, you shall surely cry. Wicked men become angry and curse me because I'm not thirsty for innocent blood. So we, the righteous, covered our plates as others ate that damnation. Instead, we fled to the mountaintop and heard the Most High say, my fountain never stops. Be filled, return to the battlefield, wage war, save the poor, meek and humble. And if you stumble along the way, you better stand quickly and uplift me with prayer and song, because it won't be long before the wicked know that they have vexed me while they've been sitting at that table of complexity. You know the drill, man. I witness life. Why? Because I love you, baby.